What's going on, everybody? It's your boy PTK Bland back in the building with another episode of the Shop Podcast. How is everybody doing this weekend? Yes, the show is starting a little bit later, guys. My schedule has changed, but you know what? Just because that happened, I'm bringing special guests on the show. We got an awesome podcast lined up today. Awesome gamers, awesome topics. So we're gonna go right in to the gamers. All right. So let's start with our special guest. Now, this is a guy that we've always interacted on Twitter, but we never really interacted to this level. He is part of the Tick Games Network as well. So shout out to Kyle. I'm a big fan of his. Me and Kyle go back a few years. Appreciate everything they're doing in gaming. So go ahead and introduce yourself, Mr. Rage Virus.
Well, as everybody knows and has been introduced as, I am Rage Virus X. You can find me, on the gaming perspective, actually around this exact same time. I'm just not going to lie. So if you really get bored of this one, you can switch over to game perspective. Anyways, I'm also a writer over the Tick Games Network, a writer, reviewer, opinion piece, composer. But other than that, yeah, not too much.
All right, man. Well, let's go ahead and dive in. We got a couple other gamers as well. Now, this man is making his return to the show, man, as a guest, man. Now, we go way back like two flats on a Cadillac, okay? Me and the boy Predator, man. Go ahead and give yourself a shout-out, Predator. Matter of fact, I wish I had some trumpets or something. But anyway, go ahead, man.
Shit. Hey, glad to be back on the show where everything started, man. Good to hear your voice. See some changes to the show. Good shit, man. I'm glad you're back on here doing videos again and doing podcasts. And glad to be back on here with your panel. I know we got some shit to talk about, but we'll get into that right after we get done with these introductions. But thanks for having me on, though.
Not a problem, man. Always welcome, always love, always family. If you guys don't know, Pred is one of like the founding fathers, man. He's a great, awesome guy, man. Truly a great person. He's a better person than he is actually a gamer, if you can't believe that. So appreciate you on the show, man. Taking a little bit of time to hang out with us today. And then last but not least, the right hand man, Mr. Unassuming himself, Fuzzy Belvedere. Go ahead and give yourself a shout out, brother.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Fuzzy Belvedere here. Excuse me, a little under the weather, but recovering. Glad to be here and with some awesome guests on here today. And let's talk these topics of games. Let's get it.
Let's dive right in. And once again, if it's your first time here, hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel. We got a lot coming down the pipeline, guys. Hang out with us. Let's go ahead and get started. So first thing we diving into, man, we going knee deep, guys. We starting with Death Stranding, okay? Now, I was kind of cruising Twitter earlier this week, and I came across some very interesting information. Now, it was on GamesPer.com. I actually got it pulled up right here. Now, essentially, the article just talked about Kojima, the way he directs the game and some of the challenges of making a game the size of Death Stranding. Now, he says something very interesting in that tweet. Now, he essentially said, and this is me paraphrasing here because I don't have the full article up, that the game is going to take a while. Now, I've always thought Death Stranding, out of all the games Sony has left, would be the game to come out this year for sure. I thought if one was possible, that one would be. Now,
really?
Yeah, no,
really?
Absolutely. So since you have that opinion, go ahead and give your opinion. We're going to start with you, Rage. What do you think about that?
Damn. All right. Well, let me put it this way. The studio's been in existence for 3 years. I can't expect a game of quality of what Death Stranding is being showcased as to come out in 3 years' time. Now, there's always this is a difficult situation because I've always seen some people say, "Oh, it's coming out really soon," and then the developers or someone from the developer team will say, "Oh, it's coming out really late," but then the music composer's like, "Oh, it's coming out really soon," and the actor's like, "Oh, it's coming out really soon," and it's like, man, make up your damn minds, really. But in my mind, I still think it's going to be another year or two until we see it come out. We might see maybe a tease for a release date, maybe very late this year, like December, or we're going to have to wait till next year because we don't know what PlayStation's going to do this year. They've made no announcements, right? So it's going to be quiet. I don't think it's going to come out this year.
Oh, okay. You know what? And I've had that opinion. I've held that opinion. Now, some things I've heard things like you just said. Things back and forth throughout the community, and I've been swayed a little bit. But this information, and we gotta take a step back and understand that this is Kojima. This man does not make games quick. I mean, that's not one of the traits that he possesses as far as a developer. He takes his time with games. That's part of the reason why him and Konami kind of, rub each other the wrong way, because he wasn't on anybody's time frame but his own. So
Yeah.
we're gonna go ahead and throw that over to you, Fred. What do you think about that? Are you surprised at all, or?
No, man, I had to step away while your other guy was talking, but I'm not surprised. Like it's Kojima, man. His games take forever, and I'm shocked that you thought it was coming out this year. I'm like, really?
Bro, you know what? It's just because out of the three that we have that they've announced, or showed that they don't have any release dates for, that seemed like the most feasible out of the three.
No, I always thought this was a next gen game, and honestly, I would not be surprised if it got delayed again.
Think so? Wow.
Oh yeah, because people were like, oh yeah, the game's almost ready. They've been playing builds of it, but this game's probably gonna take like 7 years, man. The way he is, man, because I could see him just milking this as much and as long as possible. It's the first game he's made since Metal Gear. He's making his first game under Sony. I mean, he wants it to be right, and plus, how I don't know him personally, but I can see he's like one of those meticulous guys. Everything has to be perfect.
Oh yeah,
when he pushes forward, and that's why it takes him so long to make games. But I mean, how long did Metal Gear take?
The last one?
Yeah.
4, 5? No, wait. No, because the last, what was the previous Metal Gear? Let me know in the chat, guys. Anybody in the chat know what the previous? I can't remember off the top of my head what the previous Metal Gear was prior to that. Wasn't it the Resurrection? Wasn't it the one with just not Resurrection? It was on Xbox as well. That one with just
Phantom Pain, or was it?
Well, that was the last good one.
No, I'm not asking about the last good one. What was the last one?
Well, you guys let me know in the chat, because I don't remember off the top of my damn head. Let me know if one of you guys know it. Throw it in the chat. Let us know. But anyway, go ahead.
I'm saying like it took him forever to make that game. I'm gonna look this shit up in a minute, but I don't really. And when did they announce this game was in development? Like 2016.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something, yeah, 17.
E3 2016. I thought it was later. I thought it was 2000. I mean, I'll look this up here, but like we're already in 2019.
Yeah,
that's already 3 years. And you're talking about 2020. That'll be 4. And I could probably see another delay. Maybe like just some restructuring and stuff like that going on, and what they want to do with the game, and and them adding that. Like making the game is one thing, but like once you start trying to piece it in where you want to actually put it, that's a different story, because like they can delay that just because the timing isn't right, or let's launch it with our PSP2 or something like that. Like you never know.
Yeah,
like that's other stuff that you can take into account too. But
I want to throw something real quick at you. You know what I'm saying? Because you kind of techie as well. And he talks about something. I want to bring it up that he mentioned. He said, over the past year, we've been working on Decima. There are things we don't know. We asked them. We make some requests on our end. Of course, we use the Decima engine very differently from the way they use it, especially when it comes to the cutscenes. We mark our own things there and send it to them, show it to them, get their feedback. And we are at that pace currently. So I don't know what Decima is exactly, but that goes to show you, like you said, he's super meticulous about the way the game is made.
Yeah, so you're looking at 2020 high end. I think maybe a little. And keep in mind, they didn't even show footage of this shit this year.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a sign right there that they've probably scrapped some things and add some more stuff to it. And then, like I said, it's Kojima. He's gonna see something he doesn't like. Let's change this. And what the fuck is the game?
Well, that's a $20 million question. It's called FedEx Simulator.
And maybe that's the other part, John. Like, where's the story? We can just put a game together with you running around carrying groceries, but like, what's the story? Like, who's writing the story?
Man, did you see that walking animation? The walking animation was stiff as all hell. That wasn't even like actually plotted out. That was kind of thrown together. Let's just make it so he can walk. Come on, let's make it so he looks like he's walking at least somewhere.
But like they'll do that, and like they'll they're not at E3 this year, so you're not gonna see it this year. Unless they have their own show. So you won't see this game again.
At the earliest late next year or late this year, I mean?
E3 2020?
Well, that's if they know. They could still do a Sony event. They haven't announced anything. But.
Yeah, they haven't announced it. So right now, like in our mind, because they haven't announced anything, like in our mind, you have to think you're not going to see anything from Sony until next year. Until they announce they're going to do something.
You might see Ghost of Tsushima this year. Maybe.
What?
Maybe.
No way.
It's already half through on a late 5-year dev cycle right now. So you might see it. God of War came out in 5 years, so you never know. You never know.
I'd like to see it this year, but
I'm
I have a feeling that's a PS5 launch.
I'm so excited for that game. I don't care when it comes out. I'm going to play the hell out of that game.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks great. I have no doubt it looks great. I thought that was fucking like even less further along than like The Last of Us.
No, you'd be surprised.
I didn't know. Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah. Okay. Well, go ahead, Fuzz. I know we didn't get to you yet, man.
No, I at first I kind of thought that this was going to be one of those that they try to push out before the next gen hits, and then have it where it's like a cross gen thing. But at this point, Kojima, it's like, yeah, it's not coming out until 2020 at earliest, and even now, there's like a big plot hole that I can't wrap my mind around, and I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm probably going out on a limb here, if they kind of like not scrap it, but basically delay it and do a lot of reworking of the story. Like the monster that's invisible doesn't attack you if you don't breathe, but yet it attacks a dead body. So that was like one of those things that it was a cool demo that they showed, but I still can't.
I don't understand. I don't.
Yeah. So with that being said, I could see Kojima getting the current format 70% done, and then be like, you know what? Let's redo this, and this, and then it'll take it back to the first third of the game again, and go from there. But at this point, they might as well just postpone it and keep it as like a PS5 launch title. And I guess that's going to be late 2020, maybe early 2021 or something like that.
Yeah, hell, they're going to have one hell of a PS5 launch title lineup, man.
Oh yeah, we're planning on both.
Hey, I'm buying both too, man. I can't no matter what kind of side of the console war you're on, you can't disregard these type of games and go, these games actually kind of look pretty legit.
Oh yeah,
it might actually be fun. Don't disappoint yourselves. Don't miss out, because you might actually be missing out something that you might be actually enjoying.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. So let's go ahead. That was a great opening topic. Nice warm up. Got the, it's like a jump rope before you get in the gym. So let's go ahead and bounce over to the next topic. Once again, chat, let us know how you guys feel about the topics. Not only are they for the panel, they're as well for you guys. We like a lot of engagement here. So let us know as you file in here. Smash that like button as well. We got 20 people in there. Thank you guys for rocking out with us this evening. Let's go ahead and jump over to the next topic. Now, this was kind of left field for me. Now, it's been labeled now. I just saw an article like about an hour or two ago. It's been labeled like the worst kept secret ever.
I saw that too.
About the Titanfall free-to-play Battle Royale mode. It was kind of left field. Now, I don't know the timeline. I haven't read a full article, so excuse me, guys. If you have, let me know that in the chat. What do you guys, full breakdown on this thing? But essentially, there's a game coming out. I think I have it pulled up here. I think I might. Oh, I had it pulled up. I don't have it pulled up. Anyway, the game is going to be called Apex Legends.
Yeah.
Apex Legends. And it's going to be free to play, PlayStation, cross-plat, PS4, PC as well as Xbox. Now, I don't know what time frame. Did this come pre-Titanfall 2, after Titanfall 2? But this is really, really left field. Now, let me get my take out. I don't think it's a bad thing. I may be in the minority here, but what's Titanfall doing right now? What 2 was a huge disappointment for a lot of people, even though every now and then I'll jump back on it. The game runs phenomenal, but it's just, it didn't catch like the first one did in a multi-plat situation where it was on Xbox first and then it just kind of got watered down when it got split up. But either way, very, very interesting move. And I want you guys' opinion. So let's go ahead and start with you again. Rage, what do you think, man?
I think it'll be a fantastic addition to the Titanfall series, not going to lie. I know I read somewhere where there's not going to be any of the mechs in it, which I'm okay with it, because if you think about it, because with the way the mobility system is with the game, it allows you to, you get to a lot of places and a lot of really, small nitpicky little places, high up, low down. And
it's a lot of skill as well. Very skillful game.
Exactly. You know what? You can really create something truly unique. So if you do it right, they said it's going to be a mixture of Blackout and Siege. So if you that's kind of really already appealing to me, just putting those two words together. No, that sounds damn good. So if it comes out free to play and they do it right, it could be pretty popular. I'm not against it. So have at her.
Yeah, it's funny because it was left field, and we didn't. I mean, like I said, Titanfall 2 kind of just faded away very, very quickly. So we're gonna go ahead and bounce this over to you, Pred, man. I don't know, man. What do you think about this? Is he there, or did he step away? Oh, there he goes. All right, go ahead, man. So it's on you, man.
Honestly, dude, like I since they kind of just separated themselves from not separated, but I'm trying to figure out how to say this. So I could see them trying to get this out now because like you got a lot of heavy hitters coming out right now, and this is like the biggest thing right now. The battle royale mode. Battlefield's coming out with theirs here pretty soon. You got Anthem coming out here. They're gonna be a money pit, and it's like a money maker. Sorry, but like they're trying to get in because everybody else is coming out with games around this time of the week. So like jump in and get in where you can. Plus, it's free to play. So like now people are like, do I want to spend money on this, or do I just want to play this game for free? It's like they get you on that crack, and then they get you spending money within the in-game content later. I'm just surprised with the Ghost release. That came out of completely out of nowhere because no one's thinking about Titanfall.
No, at all.
We put that shit on the shelf last year. We ain't touched it. So like, this is that part of it is what really surprised me. They're just deciding to drop this right now. Like, did they not just separate from? I remember I'm thinking, was it Titanfall, the developers that left?
Infinity
Activision?
Ward. Yeah, Infinity Ward. That was Infinity Ward turned into Respawn. Well,
Respawn left.
Yeah. Respawn.
Okay, and that's what I was trying to get to. So maybe this is their way of getting out of that contract, right? Like we're gonna drop this game and get the fuck out of y'all. So like we owe y'all a couple of games, and we're gonna drop this game to get it out. We'll drop it free to play. You do what you want with it because we owe you a game. Because I thought it was a 3-year. I thought it was like a 2, maybe 3 game. Maybe I'm getting the games mixed up, but I could have swore they had like a set timeline of games they had to make for them, and they got out of the contract.
Could be.
I mean, and this is their way of saying, "Hey, we're going to give you one more game, and here it is, and we're releasing on this date, and we're out. Deuces. We're going back to Microsoft or something." Like so like I don't know, but like it just kind of seems a little kind of quirky to me that this is coming out like literally less than a month after they decided to leave Activision.
But it's not a bad move. Free to play. I mean, for a game like Titanfall, like you said, which kind of just slid into obscurity like very, very quickly. Now, low key, Titanfall had a fantastic campaign.
It was good.
It was really, really good. Very, very, very great campaign. But the multiplayer just fell apart. People didn't really follow along with it. But free to play for a game like this with the movement, if they can mimic what you get, when you buy a $60, when you buy a $60 game like Titanfall, you spend that money on that quality of game. If they can mimic that quality in a free to play, that's not a bad deal. I mean, it's this right now. I mean, as good as like Blackout is and how tight Call of Duty is, there's no shooter that has the movement like Titanfall, like that movement with the pilot. That there's nobody doing anything like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for a free to play game, that could be the one, I guess, difference. You know what I'm saying? So that you want with that, like, that esports hardcore, people like to play, Overwatch and that kind of stuff, the Twitch shooter crowd, like, it could be pretty fun. You could catch on a little bit. I mean, obviously, streaming it has to be fun, but I don't know. I think it's not a bad model, I don't know. But let's go ahead and bounce that over to you then, Fuzz. What do you think, man?
Definitely sounds like a good idea as far as probably a decent moneymaker, considering that, when you upgrade all the weaponry and the gear or the pilot suit and stuff like that, but kind of catches everybody off guard. I agree with Pred. It's definitely like a weird timing type of thing for that whole deal to come down and make that like shadow announcement or shadow rumor, unveiling type of thing. But I was kind of looking forward to another Titanfall. One where it was more like Titanfall 1's multiplayer with a similar campaign style of Titanfall 2, just kind of take the best of each of those and put them together. But if they're going to do it as a free to play type of deal, yeah, I guess that hopefully that will hold true to what Titanfall was supposed to be. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems weird on timing, especially like everybody said with all the games coming out right now. I guess that's the best way for them to kind of stand apart from the crowd. Like you said, it's either spend money on this game or hey, I could just play this and level up. And at that point, once you get to a certain point, as long as you just want a certain skin or certain pattern or something like that on your pilot or whatever, you're not going to be opposed to spending maybe $1 or a couple of bucks for like a couple of outfits or something along those lines. So it's weird, but hey, more power to them.
Okay, cool. I completely agree, man. I completely agree with that analysis. So let's go ahead and bounce this over to the next topic. And next topic is really fun, guys, because it's something that we just started doing a few weeks ago on the show. And once again, shout out to everybody watching live. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you smack that like button as you come in. Say hello in the chat. Now, we do a poll of the week here. I always shoot out a poll on Twitter every Monday. Let you guys vote on it all weekend. And we talk about it here on the podcast. So let's break this poll down. Now, we had a few votes on the poll, and the actual question was, in light of Anthem's recent demo issues, this is when they were having the connectivity issues, what's the worst demo beta you guys have ever played? Now, this could be at any point in time. Now, when I mean worse, it doesn't necessarily mean like network issues, because that could not necessarily be the game's problem. It could be the platform it's on, whatever the case may be, their network. Maybe it's like just a crappy demo, or just like a pointless demo, or a bad, beta. And I had a couple options. I had Anthem, obviously, this recent Anthem. And then we had Skate 2. That was kind of weird. I don't know if you guys remember Skate 2, but it was literally like I had like a quarter of a map, and you couldn't go in the rest of the map. Like it was ridiculous. And then Dead Space, which broken as hell. And then I had Other, and a lot of people voted on Other. That essentially won the category. Now, we're gonna go ahead and throw this on you. You up to bat, Rage, first. So you have a demo that you can remember, or a beta that you played that was like not good at all?
Any of the Call of Duty betas.
Wow.
Is it any of them? Not just one.
Any of them.
It's got COD in front of it.
I'm sorry, just gonna throw them under the bus there. Yeah, that's all I'm really gonna say. That's all that can really spring to mind for me, honestly, is the worst experiences I've had has been with Call of Duty betas.
Wow, okay. So, you remember the problem with the betas? I mean, the most
connectivity issues, hitboxes, spawn points. Oh my God, I could go on, man. I played competitively for 4 years. I went around World at War, Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty 3 time, and it just it was good at one time, and then it degraded. I've been disappointed ever since.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, Call of Duty. I don't remember them being that bad, but I mean, I guess if I had to really, really think about it, it could have been really bad. I think there may be some bad ones thrown in there. So it's on you, Pred. It's on you, man.
Oh man, I play a lot of the Battlefield betas, and they usually launch like shit. And I think for me, it's not really
true though. It's true.
Yeah, it's usually not like the beta, because I understand what it is, isn't that bad. It's the fact that they don't fix it. The game actually comes out.
It's true. I'm a huge Battlefield fan, and I have to agree because it's the worst.
Why is my guy walking around not shooting a gun, but he's shooting a gun? And then the game launches, and because like they say, oh, if you have issues and bugs, tell us. You write them, and then they don't even fix the motherfuckers. Like when the game launches, like you didn't see this, your QA didn't see this when it came out, but like, and I'm not even gonna pinpoint one specific Battlefield. Correction, I am Hardline.
Oh, God.
I know that game. I know no one really
That's the redhead stepchild, man. I bought that thing like day one, man.
I love that one, actually. I really did. Because cuffs and robbers. Woohoo!
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be really, but the beta this was so
It
bad.
was so bad.
It was so bad. Like it wasn't even like close to like what the game was supposed to like.
It
Like
was so unbalanced and just bug ridden.
there were blocks.
You're right,
Like, they
man.
were like blocks. Like literally, like you go into a screen, a map or something, and like you see it's supposed to be the ground and like a building next door, and it would just be blocks. Like, like polygon blocks.
I
You know?
remember that, dude. I remember that.
I'm
Wow.
like, where's the texture at? Like, it wasn't even like it didn't even like it was a finished game when you played it, man. And then I know people are gonna kind of get on this Crackdown stuff too, but I mean, I really didn't get into the beta for that. But I've heard some stories about how nothing was working in that too. But I have to go with Battlefield, man. Like, specifically Hardline. It was so bad I couldn't play it. That's how.
Wow.
And I played every Battlefield. I could not even play that game. I bought it and didn't play it.
Wow.
Damn.
It's crazy. Yeah, Battlefield is historically bad, usually. So they've been pretty good these last couple, but they're pretty bad. So I agree with that one. So Fuzz, it is on you, brother. It is on you.
I voted other and went with Dragon Ball Fighters, and it was one of the few games that I pre-ordered from Bandai, and
Oh man,
I guess the first like the pre-order closed beta didn't work like at all that whole weekend. Like I heard more people on Xbox complaining. I didn't hear hardly anybody that I knew that bought it on PlayStation complain. So I assumed it worked. I guess it didn't work there either. But it was so bad that they extended the beta weekend to the following weekend, and it still didn't work. And it was one of those things where you could do the trials, but if you tried to like fight against one of your friends or something like that, if you were both in Australia, it probably worked. If you were both in Canada, it might have worked. If one of you were in the US, forget about it. It wasn't happening. It was like no matter East Coast, West Coast, it couldn't find or make any connection to actually get you into the same match. And then when towards the end of that second one, I think they got it kind of figured out, and you would do like maybe one or two matches, and then oh, you no longer have a connection. Would you like to find another server? It's like, oh, great. And I'm like, I already got this thing pre-ordered. I'm like, it's digital. I'm not going to cancel it. Hopefully they'll get it figured out by the time it launches. By the time it launched, they got it mostly figured out, although that first 8 hours or so was terrible. But that beta, the original closed beta was ridiculous. That nothing worked. It was like, oh, it was just basically pick a room and nothing shows up. It's like, oh, you're in the world by yourself. And then Bandai was terrible on that one. And then I guess they did the same thing with Jump Force this past weekend.
Oh my gosh!
Like I was on the fence on buying it.
Get in it, man. I didn't get a chance to play a match. I made a character and that was it.
I didn't even get that far. I was like, I'm just going to take the pre-made ones and see if I can start. Nope, I can't start. It seems like this is the same thing Fighters had. So yeah, I'll just wait until it's on sale, or just go with season 2 of Dragon Ball Fighters and be done. But yeah, that one, like, it pissed me off to no end. I mean, I love the game. After they got everything worked out, it like the fact that it's almost like a 3D without it being 3D cartoon, because you can change the pitch and angle and everything. That was great, but that it was just so frustrating, like controller smashing frustrating. And it wasn't even like the action of the game. It was just being able to play the game. It was ridiculous. But yeah, that took the cake. I mean, yeah, I noticed some issues with The Division, one of my favorite games, but it was more so people were glitching out of the map, and then people were purposely doing that. Well, some people were doing that to kind of see what was further on in like the higher tiers of the Dark Zone. So it was kind of cool. But then when you would chase some rogues and then they would go to the red wall, and then they would find a way to run to the red wall and then stay behind the red wall. And it was like, but yeah, when the game came out, for me, it was great. Then they did the Dark Zone change in 1.1, and then it made it extremely hard, but stuck through it all the way through 1.4 and whatnot. But yeah, Dragon Ball Fighters, Jump Force, and then Division would be my third beta that's It was just frustrating, but
Okay.
still fun game.
Cool. All right. And so we got UK sliding in the DM. So I just he slid in the DM. So yeah, no, UK first time guest here as well, man. We got things popping off today. That's why you need to come and check out the show because anything can happen. So UK, man, how you doing, brother? I think he got his mic in. Oh, still working on the mic situation. Okay, well, listen here. Once you get the mic situation good. Now, the reason I picked, I'm gonna go ahead and go. The reason I picked Dead Space. I don't know if you guys remember. How many of you guys played Dead Space here? I'm pretty sure all you guys played.
I played Dead Space series, but never played the beta.
Okay, so this is literally it. You're in a room. Literally, you're in a room about the size of a living room. All right. So you're in a room, 2 doors. One's locked, one's unlocked. You came in the one that's unlocked, obviously. Room locks, both doors locked. Couple enemies come in. You know, you do a couple things. First of all, you search around the room a little bit. You know, it's gore and a bunch of shit going on. You kill a couple enemies, maybe 10, 11 enemies. And then there's a scripted scene that the one door unlocks. You walk out the door, and your character gets dismembered. And that's the demo.
What kind of hell demo is that?
That's it. So... What? Yeah, you got to be an OG. You got to be OG to remember that. But that's the demo. There's a scripted scene of you getting torn the fuck apart, and that's the end of the demo. Thanks for playing.
The needle in the eye was enough for me in the game, but all right.
Yeah, so I don't know. UK, you there? You get your mic situation together?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I've got my new headset on. I've got the mute on the thing. I thought I was on mute.
Oh no, you good. Yo, how you doing, man? How you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, it's cool to be on the show. Been trying to get on for a while, haven't we? So.
Oh yeah, for sure. So what I'm gonna do is throw this topic to you as well, man. Worst demo, worst beta you played, man, that you can remember.
Oh, fucking remember. There's been that many. But Anthem was pretty bad, to be honest with you. I'm not saying it's a bad game or anything, but Jesus, when it first launched, I thought I was playing pinball. You know what I mean? when I eventually got on, it's like everyone else, I booted it up, within 5 minutes, the service was full. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? So then I looked onto it, just restart your game and all that. So yeah, I did all that, got in it, and then moving forward, I was moving backwards, forwards, side to side. I didn't know where the fuck I was. Yeah, it was mental. But I hadn't actually given it a go yet this weekend because I've been busy playing other stuff. But hopefully I'll get on tomorrow.
You should. I'm telling you.
It's a lot better, yeah.
Fucking Predator and fucking Rage chewed my ass pre-game show about not playing it. So I gotta play it literally when I get off this damn podcast. So I'm
damn right.
Oh, they chewed my ass. Go ahead and finish.
Yeah.
It. Go ahead and finish.
I'll probably get on it tomorrow night, to be honest with you, because I'm off to the mother-in-law's tomorrow and all that. So yeah.
All right, for sure. Did you was that the worst demo? Did you get around to that or worst beta? Was that it, Anthem?
Yeah, I can't remember that far back, to be honest with you. The other ones, Battlefield, was a piece of shit at the time,
but when you can't log in for 24 hours into a freaking demo, there's something wrong. Yeah. That was a little ridiculous. It was just so stupid. And then you have the infinite loading issues that consistently happened the whole time too. Yeah. It was brutal.
Yeah. And they want to make their minds up as well. You pre-order, you get to play the beta. Well, if it's a beta, why are you calling it a demo?
Because it's a demo, damn it. It's a
demo beta. It's a demo beta.
But we're calling it a demo.
There was more service at fucking Wimbledon. You know what I mean?
All right, man. So that was a good topic, man. But it seems like we're a lot of us on the same page. We had some really, really bad experiences with betas and demos. Let us know that in the comment section what you guys think about that. So on to the last topic of the show. And the reason I saved so much time with this topic because it's been a hotbed of just talk this entire week, and it's probably the biggest thing going on in the community right now. And we're talking Crackdown 3. Now, I made a video about this, a singular video. Go check it out. I'll make sure I link the channel and everything in there. Go check it out. And we got a lot to fucking unpack here, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and start with you, Fuzz, on this one. Just the Crackdown 3 noise back and back and forth. What side of the fence, man? What side of the fence you on?
I'm fine with the unveiling. It was kind of weird. I watched the IGN one, and I don't usually get mad watching a review or an unveiling, but I was getting mad at them for it was like they were purposely playing bad. I don't think it was the controls that were making them move slow or like discombobulated or whatever, but it just seemed like they were already not interested in the game. So they played it just like going through the motions. They're talking about it, and it's like, oh, well, it's not like any of the other hit games on other consoles. And it's like, you're supposed to be doing an unveiling. Everybody already knows what this game is. It's basically what Saints Row kind of copied off of, and it's basically a shooter, like comic book type game. So it's like
outlandish, outrageous, over the top.
It's not gonna. You're not supposed to take it seriously. You're not supposed to expect it to be realistic visuals or things along those lines. It's just supposed to be, hey, there's the bad guy, shoot him. Oh, and the car blew up, or oh, you're going to steal a car and you got enough orbs, it's going to upgrade the car now, the one you stole and stuff. It's just, I don't know. I'm looking forward to this game coming out so I can just blow stuff up and go around town, jump tall buildings, collecting orbs, and go from there. I mean, pretty much
just like most games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, basically.
But it's just one of those things. Like I've wanted. I do have the remasters of like Saints Row 3 and 4 on my Xbox and stuff. So it's like this will be pretty much where that idea came from as far as the later versions of it. Because before, Saints Row was more of like, oh, a direct copy of GTA, and then GTA started copying some of their stuff, and then Saints Row went completely left field when they saw what Crackdown did. It's like, oh, you can jump tall buildings? Yeah, we could do that too. So
yeah,
I'm definitely looking forward to this. It just looks like something that's going to be, I don't like using the term mindless fun, but it's just one of those things. It's going to be fun. It's got co-op, multiplayer, destruction. Yeah, it's not as big as what we were expecting from 2014, 2015. There's a lot of things that aren't exactly like what they're shown at like whatever, unveiling at E3. So, but in the grand scheme of things, this game is basically what I was expecting it to be. Bright colors, comic book look, explosions, like a Michael Bay movie in cartoon form, kind of.
Yeah,
that's right up my alley.
And I know, right? And I gotta say something. Disclaimer. I gotta say something. Now, this means in no way that we have not been critical of the game, because you can go back and check the archives here on the Shop Podcast, as well as all these panel members here. We have been very, very critical of the game through its ups and downs. So I don't want anybody in the comment section, you guys are just babysitting the game and it's really bad and it's downgraded. Guys, we've been very critical. Go check the archives. Go check the videos, guys. We've made tons of videos about this. So anyway, let's go ahead and move on to you, Pred. What do you think about Crackdown? I mean, it's been making a lot of noise, man.
Honestly, dude, I have never played any of the Crackdown series. I tried it. It wasn't my cup of tea. But as far as just them reviewing it, the way they reviewed it, I thought it was kind of shitty. From what I saw, I didn't even watch the whole IGN one. I was like, okay. I read enough on Twitter to know it sucked. And it's spreading like wildfire. So like now, because they did their review, everybody who doesn't like an Xbox console, all the Sony fans out there have just kind of piggybacked off of that, and now the people on the Xbox side have just kind of come to the defense of it, when really there hasn't been a lot of people that actually played it. So like, we don't really know what it is. We go on based off of what IGN says, and of course IGN typically doesn't side with anything Xbox does. And from my understanding, I didn't read all the articles, but the guy that was playing the game wasn't even a Crackdown fan.
Man, the guy that reviewed it on the IGN one, in multiplayer, he got 1 kill in an hour.
Yeah,
of play. 1 kill.
Wow.
I was like, really? You just suck at the game, man. Come on.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, like it's the same thing with Forza. They had a guy when they did the review of Forza. I think they had a guy who didn't like Forza playing it, and I don't know if it was IGN or not, but like one of whoever it was that did the Metacritic they gave it the worst Metacritic score that was on there, doesn't like racing games. So
Why
like,
would you review it? Why?
yeah, why would
Like,
you raise your hand?
I write about
I'll do
games.
it.
Yeah, exactly. I write about games or review about games. Why would I write a review about a game I don't want to write a review about, or even play, or even think about? That's just dumb.
Yeah, and then they give it a shitty review, and that's the preview, obviously. Yeah. But I mean, like that set the tone though, because now everyone's like, the game sucks, and they never played it. Like, so we're basing our opinion off of a guy who doesn't even like Crackdown, and he puts out an article. And they really should have had someone who was a Crackdown enthusiast. Because I mean, again, it will be biased if you do it that way too, because you're going to get someone who already loves a franchise is reviewing it. But at least you get an honest review based off the history of the game.
Yeah,
you know, if the guy loves 1 and 2, he's probably going to love 3. And I, you know who I really blame for this though?
What?
Microsoft.
No marketing, zero.
They didn't market it. No, like if you're trying to market your game or trying to get your game out there, you don't let them do it. Not necessarily. I'm not saying them as an IGN. You don't let them decide who's going to do it. You fucking you pick. Like, hey, we want you to review this game. Like what they did when the X came out. They went to Digital Foundry and they had them use the specs, right? You fucking find a YouTuber who's a fan of the franchise. Let them play the game. Let them do a review. Let them talk about the game a little bit. Give them an exclusive insider for it. Yeah. And then at least the news will be more positive.
Yeah.
But they gave it to IGN. And they IGN guy who doesn't even like the game to do it. And now the backlash, it's already bad. It's delayed like 1,000 times. And, you know, the cloud joke goes around. And now you got this shit going on. And then to top it off, the fucking servers are down this week. So they took L's all the way around.
All the way around this week. And it was tough. It was a tough week for Crackdown in the media, man. And I've been sitting up here trying not to say nothing, man. I was like, you know, I'm just keep my cool. But we're gonna go ahead and let off some shots tonight, man. So we're gonna go ahead and bounce this over to you, Rage, man. What do you think? I know you're talking about this a little bit pregame, but what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm pretty indifferent because I've also not played a whole lot of the series as well.
Okay, fair point.
But I guess from my standpoint, from what I've seen and what I've read, and from the impressions and stuff like that, I think it's just going to be a game that's going to end up fitting for the person that's actually going to end up enjoying it. Like, it's not going to be one of those gangbusters type of games where it's going to take off and it's going to do huge numbers sort of thing. It's going to be one of those mediocre, okay titles from that has been plagued with problems for years now that has finally coming out that Xbox can finally get relief from and maybe get a breath of fresh air for once because Crackdown 3 is finally out and from underneath them. They don't really have to worry about it too much anymore. But yeah, I think maybe some of them are warranted, some it's not. But in the end, your own opinion is what matters the most. So if you're going to enjoy it. Don't really think or take into consideration what other people say, because in the end, what you enjoy matters the most. So
yeah, pretty much. Fair point, man. So so Daz, it's on you, brother.
Yeah, I'm with everyone else near enough. It's a game I haven't really played. I downloaded the first Crackdown when it come backwards compat. And to be honest with you, it doesn't tickle my fancy. I prefer Prototype, to be honest. Mm-hmm. That's a similar sort of game. The problem is, it's been delayed that long. And people are not going to give a shit about it. It's like, I agree, it's going to be a go-to game. When you turn your Xbox on, you're just fucking around and you can't be bothered. It's going to be a go-to game. It's nothing serious. I don't think it'll hold that much seriousness, in all honesty. I think you'll play it, you'll put it down and play something else at the end of the day.
Okay, cool. Well, you know what? I think we may be forgetting the fact that, you know, it's in Game Pass as well. That may help a little bit with the lag.
Yeah. So, it's in Game Pass, so that's what I mean. They're going to get it for free. Well, for a subscription, but whatever. It's going to be a go-to game at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the funny thing about me is I played the first 1 and 2. The 1 being the better option than 2, I think, as far as the two different games. But, you know, I just think it's a game that because of the delay, because of the things that have been piled on top of the game, it hasn't helped itself in that light. Microsoft really hasn't helped it in that light as well. There's been a lot of issues with the game. It damn near didn't even get finished. Sumo Digital had to scoop the game up at the last minute and finish it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think they did a phenomenal job. They get a lot of credit for finishing the game, because a lot of the shit that the direction the game was going originally, a lot of what we saw or they had in mind wasn't going to be in the finished game.
Because it's an exclusive, it's going to be overhyped.
Well, it has to be, though. I mean, that's what you do.
I get that. Yeah,
that's what makes it.
But it's only going to go to the hardcore Crackdown fans, in my opinion. To the casuals or even us lot who know all about it, I don't think we're going to go into it and stay in it until we've completed it. We're going to pull it down halfway through and think, fuck it, we'll go back to it whenever.
That could be true, because I mean, you got to look at everything coming out this year. This is a packed early, there's better games come out and there's better games coming out. Yeah, so. But I think there's definitely a place for the game, because there's another game that was talked about maybe this way as well. It's called Sea of Thieves, and it's doing pretty good right now. So, it wasn't talk. It didn't get delayed or anything, so it didn't have that issue. But it was being looked at in the same look at this little pirate game. Like, nobody's gonna play this shit. People, they're gonna play it a little bit and they'll put it down, and all this little graphics and all this little cute shit. And it's turned into a juggernaut now. It's consistently one of the top 2-3 stream games. All these people playing it nowadays, and the game is doing great. So who knows, where these games, will go. But I think that Crackdown has a great shot at doing a lot better than most people think. I think just people got to get their hands on the game. They got to understand what it is and just play it. I don't really think that is going to be.
Yeah, it's like I could be wrong. I may play it. Well, I will play it when it comes in Game Pass, and I'll think, I fucking love it. But from previous experience on the first one, I didn't like it. But you never know, do you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, true. So I did bring up that Game Pass aspect, and I wanted to ask you specifically, Pred. Do you think that, you're not really a big fan of Crackdown, I understand that perspective, but how much do you think that's going to help with Crackdown?
Well, especially given the backlash, no one's going to buy it. Hardcore fans will, but because it's in Game Pass, you don't have to buy it. You can just try it. And that's what I plan on doing anyway, because I didn't buy, since I've gotten Game Pass, I have not bought an Xbox game.
You cheap bastard, Brad.
Yeah, I've been playing the Game Pass. Anthem.
That is out the bag.
I mean, think about what's come out. Not Anthem. About to say Anthem. What the fuck was the name of that game? The AA game that's had come out recently. But I swear it starts with an A, and I can't even think of the name of it.
I know.
That one, yeah.
Ashen. Yes. Ashen came out, Below came out, Crackdown's coming out, Forza came out last year. I haven't bought a game. I've been using everything through Game Pass. It's because I'm already paying for the subscription, and most likely, and honestly, I haven't touched 3 of those games, but but it's there if I want to play it. It's there in Game Pass. Now, how long it stays is one thing, but that's the beauty of Game Pass, and that's one of the reasons why it's in there, because a lot of people who typically would not play it would try it at least, and that's how I feel. I'm going to try it, and if I don't like it, guess what? I spent my $10 a month on on Game Pass, and I got to play a game that I really wasn't sure about in the first place, and I didn't have to commit to buying it. So that's $10 more than they would have gotten from me in the beginning.
Yeah, I've got a perfect example here. It's obviously, most know I'm a massive Forza Horizon fan, or Forza in general. Forza Horizon 4 went in Game Pass. I bought the Ultimate Edition knowing it was going in Game Pass because I'm that hardcore on a game. I'm fuzzy, baby. I will be every time you do, yeah. Get your ass on that. Get your ass on that community challenge so I can beat you. What you want a video? Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It's a prime example. I'm a lover of Forza, so I bought it because I know I'll always be on it. Because you never know when them games leave Game Pass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'll buy like Halo and stuff like that, and I'll probably buy some of the other bigger ones I know I'm going to play religiously. But like Ashen, I'll buy Ori, right? But I'm not sure about Ashen. I just haven't really played it. So
Yeah, okay. No, that's a fair assessment. That is definitely a fair assessment, guys. So that was actually the last topic. But what we're going to do, since we got like 10, 12 minutes left, guys, we're going to open this up to the chat. I love doing this. We'll open this up to the chat. So if you guys got any questions, chat, drop them in there right now. I'm going to ask everybody on the panel. We're going to get the last few questions in. And once again, while I got a little time, thank you guys all for stopping in. You guys have been amazing. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button as well. It does help the podcast be seen. So go ahead and throw your questions in the chat right now while I'm waiting for those to come in. Anybody else got anything that they've been kind of looking at all week that they just want to throw out there for the panel?
Well, I'm reading an article right now, an interesting, I guess, statement about Crackdown 3 and the cloud power running it and the multiplayer sort of thing, and the power of the Azure cloud. And apparently it's roughly running on the power of 12 Xbox Ones. So imagine that the multiplayer, the cloud power for Crackdown 3 is the power of 12 Xbox Ones just from your multiplayer. If that's actually true, that's some pretty insane cloud power alone that's not located or allocated directly on your hardware. It's not localized on a hardware. That's somewhere else that can help your hardware at home to beef it up that much more. That's if that's really true, if it's really 12 Xbox Ones, that's pretty.
But that's what it was intended. That was what the cloud was intended for. Now, Cloud 10, if you guys don't know, aren't they under Amazon now?
It's separate. It's separate.
Oh, separate. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but like even man, just think about it. Combine them with next gen technology as well.
That's pretty crazy.
Like, oh man, if Microsoft really does it right, if they really are truly putting the xCloud into their next gen technology to help with the graphical processing and the computing, all that fun stuff, man, look out! Oh boy,
we'll see. We'll see,
man.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely. So we do got a question. Shout out to Shonsu, one of the most awesome subscribers ever, regular here on the show. Shout out to you, brother. He said, "What's everyone's favorite javelin in Anthem so far?" And I did ask you guys this. We weren't all in here at that point, but I did ask the panel pregame. So we're gonna go ahead and just go around the horn. We're gonna start with you, Fuzzy.
Interceptor for right now, and it's mainly because I haven't figured out all of the different powers for the Storm. I think once I get that figured out, Storm will be my probably go-to, but Interceptor, it's quick, it's easy to control, easy to dodge attacks.
Very agile.
If you want to get in the enemy's face, slice them up, it's going to be my go-to probably for levels 1 through 30 at least for the first playthrough.
Awesome. Okay, Intercept. I know the Storm. We got into like a 3-way argument about that one, but Interceptor. No, when I saw, this is the thing about Anthem, guys, and I talk about this all the time, especially within the last month on the weekly videos as well as the podcast. Man, this game has grown so much over time, and the more and more I saw it, the more and more they revealed the abilities of the different javelins and how the way they work, and in tandem. It's not really about the weapons; it's about teamwork. It's about coordination and strategy. More so than like just what fucking legendary gun can I farm for, So that's what made me very, very interested. And the Interceptor as well was one of the coolest javelins I've seen thus far. So I already fucking know your choice, Fred, but we're gonna let you talk anyway. So
right choice.
Yeah, the right choice. Go ahead, Fred.
I've been playing with Storm most of the time. I do like Ranger as well. I think that's what I started off with, but I have him when you get them leveled up as far as you possibly can. I mean, that's what I really want to see, what L I can do with this guy. But with the Storm guy, man, it's just he's just so smooth, man. He just floats in the air. I don't know. It's I've been playing with this motherfucker since I unlocked it, and I haven't gone back. I haven't even tried Colossus yet.
A lot of people are saying that Colossus isn't balanced. It doesn't feel like it has a place. Yeah,
very nice and thick.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, go ahead. I don't want to sidetrack you.
No. I mean, I've been playing mostly with Storm. I haven't tried Colossus yet. I think mainly because it's it's a demo, so you don't have a lot of time. But
yeah,
I did try the Interceptor right at the end of the last week when I unlocked all of them. I did try the Interceptor. I'm not a melee guy, and that's why I feel like I'm doing a lot of like his special weapons and stuff, like his specials or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
They're all like up close and personal, right in your face, and I didn't like that because I kind of like to play more of it at a distance, so I can see everything goes. There's so much shit going on when you're playing the game, especially like you got your teammates is blasting shit and everything's blowing up around you, and you got all these other enemies exploding. Like as an interceptor, everything's right there in your face, and
Yeah.
I noticed like when I was playing, like the screen just gets like filled with everything. So I like to play a little bit back so I can kind of see the whole layout of the land. So I stick with Storm. I float a little bit and shoot down, and I don't know. And my Storm character looks so fucking amazing. So
man, okay, that was that's we call him Mr. Modest. Mr. Modesty over there. But anyway, man, thanks to everybody in the chat, man. Everybody rocking out here with us, man. We're gonna bounce this thing right over to you. Right over to you, Rage, man. We're gonna bounce. I already see. Look, man, these motherfuckers. I swear to God. Anyway, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
All right. So I guess I want to quickly throw out there. I have written up an Anthem impressions from my previous experience with the VIP demo. I've been hands-on with all 4 javelins. I've done some extensive playthroughs and all that fun stuff with each one. For me, what stood out the most and what is the most fun is the Storm. That thing is just fantastic. I've been able to find a way to be at a nice long-range artillery kind of javelin. So my play style is I have a lightning storm ability, so that allows me to bring down enemy shields very quickly. It's a very powerful, decent ranged one-shot kind of 5-second recharge ability with a good AoE radius. But then my fire orb, I was talking to you guys about it earlier. This thing has insane amount of range and an insane amount of damage. I can take down, like in the strongholds, the first 2 areas, you got towers to deal with, those turrets. I can take down one of those turrets with 7 shots, and there's 5 charges in one go with my fire orbs alone. I don't need to go up behind it, nothing. I can sit back at the very beginning out of range, and I can throw these fire orbs and blow them up. So, this play style, being an eye in the sky kind of damage, has been my absolute favorite. So, yeah. Storm, buddy, it's not go-to.
Yeah, man. I'm sitting over here sipping my water, man. Jesus
Play the Storm with a sniper.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, it's great. You just sit there because you just, don't even get me started. I'm going to.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, UK. It's on you, G.
Hey, I'll give a different answer. I ain't got a fucking clue because I haven't played this.
Oh my goodness! All right. Well,
I'll let you guys know tomorrow night once I've been on it.
You're better.
Well, I tried last weekend, but I couldn't get on the fucker, could I?
Well, I can guarantee you can this weekend, so I'll be disappointed if you don't.
Well, no, don't worry about it. I'll be going on it tomorrow. And I take it it'll be Storm on Intercept by what I've been listening to. So,
yeah. Now you're not the only person in that fucking boat. So scoot over and save me a seat. I ain't played it either. All right, so
there you go. Stop giving me an outside.
I'm carrying that cross as well. You ain't the only one fucking getting baptized here. So you know what? The funny thing is, I'm gonna play it right after we get done with this podcast. So
it's like 2 o'clock in the morning where I am.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know if I'm gonna or not.
You're not gonna put it down until it's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Probably not. Probably fucking not. So, but anyway, I know. You know what? The funny thing is, the reason why I knew Storm right away, obviously, besides seeing the game over time and like watching a bunch of footage in the last couple of months, the updates, the streams that they did. In Destiny, I'm a big Destiny fan. If you didn't fucking know, I'm a huge Destiny fan. As far as the lore and the characters, things like that, the game, whatever. That's a whole different podcast. But I always played as a warlock. Just loved the style, love the way, the flotation and the abilities and the way it played and the melee and all this cool shit. Heal factor, you did a little bit of healing in there as well. But it's like I just saw the Storm like that's a fucking warlock. I'm playing.
It is. It really is.
It's that simple. It's a warlock. I'm fucking playing that character. Like I'm gonna try everything. I'm gonna try every character, but I'm playing the Storm. I already know. Like I already fucking know. So
the way the Storm floats too is it uses the energy of the actual Anthem creation. So it's not electricity, it's not jets, it's not fuel. It uses the Anthem creation, the energy of the universe to help make it float. So how warlock can you get?
Yeah, that's fucking amazing. That's fucking amazing. And you know what? If we play together, we gonna have to make some tough ass decisions, Fred. I ain't playing with you, man. We can you play? Wait a minute. When you're in a group with the co-op, can you play more the same character? You kind of configure it how you want.
Yeah, you can play the same.
Okay, character. I was gonna say because if they don't allow that, there's gonna be a lot of fucking motherfuckers not being friends afterwards because they're not gonna be able to play their favorite character. So I'm glad. So you can go in with. It's 4-player co-op, correct?
Yep,
right?
4-player co-op. You can own all 4 javelins.
Okay, cool. I was going to say
5 variations.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My goodness, so many layers.
Yeah,
so many fucking layers. We're going to answer one more question. I don't want to forget my guy. Let me go back up in the chat. We got time for one more. Where the fuck did it go? There it is. Shout out to Jago Kukin, man. He's in here hanging out with us, man. Always fucking hanging out. Awesome.
No, it's that guy. Honestly, though.
shout out to you, man. I don't give a shit what anybody says about you. I'm just playing. But listen, he said you guys worried about the Anthem in-game content and launch since a lot of people / YouTubers are talking about it. Now, Fuzz, but go ahead, Fred. You the first one to pop off. Go ahead, bro.
Yes, and we were talking about this pregame too. Is like, and I was saying like how I've played so much of this beta and the alpha, it almost feels like the Division. Like, not the gameplay, just the fact that I've been playing so much of it. When I played the Division, I was like, oh, this game's awesome. And then when I got the full game, I started playing the full game, and then it got to this point where you're like, I'm tired of doing the same shit over and over again.
Yeah,
and I was looking at the the in-game content, the plan so far. And what they're gonna do with Anthem, and so right now there's only 3 strongholds.
3 strongholds, yeah.
Yeah, coming out at launch, and I think you've played one of them. It's the one that's in the demo. So you're only getting 2 more outside of this one, and so you could change the difficulties and stuff like that to get better gear. But right now at launch, you're only getting 3 strongholds, even though the map opens up. I think you'll be doing the same shit over and over again. Like you do the strongholds on each difficulty level. You do free play and kind of run into these small little world events.
Yeah,
that are pretty. So far, they seem pretty easy, but that's gonna get old after a while, So
there's not a whole lot to go on. They also include actually something called legendary contracts, so which you can pick up in Fort Tarsis, and you can go out and you hunt either this enemy or beast or whatever, or it's this small mini mission that is extremely difficult. It allows for good end game type of loot, but like you touched on earlier, there's only going to be 3 strongholds, which apparently is the focus point of this end game content. And from playing the stronghold in the demo, the only difficulty we have is hard right now. And honestly, if you run with a good team of 4, you blow right through that like it's nothing. It's a dungeon run. It's really not even that difficult. So it really has been concerned to the point where is the gear going to be a little bit overpower for the type of balance that it has for the end game type of content? Will it actually scale properly the more difficult it'll go? Will they continue to actually support it with proper strongholds or more variety of strongholds or maybe different type of end game content sooner than we hope? There's so many things we have to take into consideration, but I don't really see it looking too good right off the bat. Hopefully
it grows
overall. Hopefully it grows, and the overall package of what's already there is good enough to where it'll sate everything, and we can be patient enough for it to.
Well, the thing about these kinds of games, the Destiny, the hybrid open world / all these, the Destinies, the Divisions, the Anthems, these kind of games are all in the same vein. The content is always key to these games. Content is always the biggest factor in the game's lifeline. Content is always the biggest decider, whether somebody goes and comes back or stays with the game. We've seen the trend. Destiny had it, Division had it, where everybody comes out within 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Everybody's done everything you could pretty much do in the game at that point, especially with walkthroughs, tutorials, people streaming. You got people just playing along I don't even have to think for myself because I got a full fucking Let's Play on YouTube. So, seriously, no, people, it's a big deal. But that's going to be key to Anthem. Now, I already fucking ordered it. I got it. So it's already done.
Yeah, same here.
Nice.
But like you guys said, the pace at which the roadmap and the pace at which they drop content and the quality of the content as well, because they just can't throw you an extra random fucking world event and say, look, guys, this is a new update. What the fuck is this? Minecraft? What are you talking about?
Like,
Fuck mine shite. I hate mine shite.
Yeah, like you can't do that. So I think that's going to be huge. I mean, I think Anthem's it's gonna sell like crazy. It's gonna do well. People are gonna love it. But that roadmap is gonna be big because it always
man.
these kinds of games.
Like they gotta you gotta balance between both your casual crowd and the hardcore crowd, and not just that, but a third aspect of making sure you're providing consistent quality for both those crowds to keep them engaged. Because if you don't have a balance between both, the other side is going to fall off faster than the other. So you have more than one or the other, and then that's the way your game's going to lean towards. So you want the best of both.
All right. Yeah.
And so what PvP coming later too, right?
That's potential. They haven't. Have they kind of let that cat out?
It's not going to be at launch. It might be later on down the road, but they're still trying to figure it out. Because I'll be honest, playing what it's there right now at the demo, I can see it being a really difficult aspect to implement.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay, cool. So who didn't get a chance to go? I want to make sure everybody went on that topic. Who did I miss? Did I get anybody on UK? Did I get you on that particular topic?
Oh, I haven't played enough to comment on it. But,
okay.
As long as they don't drop DLC and it costs you a fortune like they do on Destiny, then we'll all go down.
Okay, well that's a fair fucking point. Let's bring that shit up. We gotta make sure they don't do that to themselves. Please, you got a great example already of what not to fucking do with the game like that. So did I get to you first? Did I get to you?
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not worried about it, but I my gut's telling me that Division 2 is going to have more content at launch,
right
just because I'm hoping they've learned their lesson from 1, as well as kind of being on the sideline watching what happened with Destiny to Destiny 2. I'm pretty confident that will have ample content right out of the gate. Anthem, it's going to have some growing pains, but I think with them watching what happened with Destiny and the Division, I think they're going to have to get their act together within the first month. It can't get to like 3 months and then here's a new stronghold. It's got to be within the first 30 days, maybe even sooner. Within the first 2 weeks, if something isn't announced, that's like, oh yeah, by the way, for all of you that finally reached level 3 or 30 and are doing like the Grandmaster 3 level or something like that of difficulty, here's some extra stuff before we introduce PvP. Yeah, if that doesn't happen within the first 2 weeks, it's not going to make it to the 6 month. As far as being as flourishing as like a Destiny or even the Division at its current point. So.
Yeah, there's been plenty of examples of games, so someone needs to get it right at the end of the day. You know what I
mean? Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Damn. Come on, guys.
Shout out to Jago pointing this out. DLC is free as well. So DLC is supposed to be free. So that's a big deal. Now, the fact that they put that olive branch out there early, that kind of quelled the idea of, the issue, the very issue we're exactly talking about. That kind of settled the roar a little bit early. Now they have to fucking prove that. You can't just say it. You have to prove it as well by, putting that olive branch out there and saying, okay, we're going to get you this content and it's going to be free on top of that. So, and like we said, hopefully it's not just bits and pieces after 2-3 months and everybody's fucking, completely destroyed the game.
Oh, man.
Possibly you can do.
So, it better not be a Destiny model.
Yeah.
That would drive me nuts.
It'll turn into Warframe.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. I can imagine. So if anybody at BioWare listening, please don't fuck it up. All right, we're counting on you for this game.
BioWare Edmonton's only 3 hours north from me. I could drive right up there tomorrow.
Shit, my goodness, man. Send them a damn email, something. But either way, guys, that was the last question on the show. It was a fantastic show, guys. At a pack house. A couple guests in here that have never been on the show before. Shout out to them. Shout out to everybody who was in here watching, guys. Appreciate you guys so much. We're going to let everybody here on the panel get a last shout out in. So you guys watching, follow these people. I'll make sure I try and put everybody's channel in the actual description. So you guys go follow everybody. Subscribe to them if you're watching here live. Appreciate you guys so much. We're going to start with our 2 guests of honor. Fred, you're not a guest of honor. You've been here before. And I'm just playing with you. I love you, bro. I love you, bro. No. But we're going to start with you, Rage, man. Appreciate you coming on, taking the time out this weekend, man. Hope you enjoyed the show. Great having you on here. Now you're family. Once you're on here once, bro, you may get a random email. Make it a random DM for me at any point in time saying, hey, you ready to jump on the show or you want to jump on this week, whatever the case may be. But let everybody know where they can find you, man.
Well, everybody can find me on Twitter at RageVirus_X. You can also find me at TickGamesNetwork.com for my news, opinion pieces, reviews, all that fun stuff. You can also find me every Saturday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific on the Gaming Perspective with my co-hosts, Samuel Tolbert, Anna3XVI, or Nicholas Downey, and ECJ Jackson, or Eric, as we all like to call him. Just call him Eric. But yeah, a great panel over there. So that's where you guys can find me.
Awesome, and once again, thank you for thank you for coming.
It was
on the
fun.
Show. Yeah,
I had
man,
a blast, guys.
Awesome. We have a good time here. Shout out to everybody watching once again, and we're gonna go ahead and bounce us over to UK Dazarus now. Big fan of his. He's doing his thing. He has his own show as well, doing his thing there. But go ahead and give yourself a shout out, man. Let everybody know where they can find you.
Hey, cheers. But yeah, I just jumped in last fucking minute, but I thought, fuck it, why not? I was actually supposed to do a show tonight, but Fastback decided to be slow back, so I was all ready to go. So you popped up on my notifications. I thought, fuck it, let's get in here. You know what I mean? But
awesome, man. Awesome. I love it.
Man. Yeah, but the Dazcast is no longer, I'm afraid.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I ended it tonight only because of work commitments and bits here and there, but it doesn't mean we're not going to do a random show whenever. You know what I mean? So don't worry about that. You can find me at Twitter, YouTube, on Xbox, UK Dazarus. That's it, really. Oh, you can find me on a Tuesday night on Graphic Gods or Supersonic Stations channel on Retro Renegades, where we just play old school games and talk shit.
Awesome, man. And I'll make sure I link as much as I can down in the description. Guys, go follow UK, man. He's an awesome gamer, man. Quality guy. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead to two more of the seasoned guys here on the podcast. Once again, Pred, I love you like a brother to me, man. You've done so much for me behind the scenes, bro. Thank you for coming on the show, man. Taking a little bit of time out. Just hit me up randomly like, man, I got a little time. So I hit him up. Let's do this thing. So appreciate you, man. Let everybody know where you at, what you got going on, man.
Predator_H2OS pretty much everywhere. Steam, Xbox, PlayStation. I'm on Switch with some weird number. I don't know what the fuck.
Social security.
Yeah. Next podcast on Saturdays, and I pop up pretty much everywhere. 6 Man of Gaming, so you can hit me up on pretty much any podcast. I'll either be in the chat or actually on it. So just hit me up.
Yeah. Hey, Pred.
Yo.
Faux Knox.
Oh, no. Look at Pred.
All right, man. And shout out to Pred, man. Pred is a long-time friend of mine. He's an amazing dude. An awesome guy. Started here on the show. Moved on doing other things. Awesome. Big fan of his. Go check him out, man, as well. Are you still doing videos? Are you not doing videos?
I haven't done it in a while.
Okay. All right. Well,
I'd rather just do podcasts and do my own videos. It's easier to talk with other people than it is to talk by yourself.
I feel you.
Video, and I mean, I was okay with it, but I'm more comfortable just doing podcasts.
Sweet.
Hey, I'm the only one that does gameplay videos still, by the way.
Well, you know what? Shit, I'm gonna throw the link up there anyway, man. If you guys want to go check out his content, if not, no big deal. Appreciate you being on, brother. Love you, like I said before, like a brother. Then my right hand man, Fuzz, man, Mr. Unassuming, man. Go ahead and let everybody know. Well, I guess you're still you and Daz got to have a battle royale, like a 1v1.
I'll fuck him up. As
far as because I thought you were the biggest Forza fan I ever met.
No.
I don't know at this point, but look, go ahead, Fuzz. Everybody know where they can find you, man.
Hey, what's up, everyone? You can usually find me on either playing Forza, but as of more recently playing Anthem. I'm usually on Twitter as well, Fuzzy_Belvedere, but on Xbox Live, Fuzzy_Belvedere. Looking forward to Anthem and Division 2 and Crackdown 3 and probably about 20 other games that I don't have enough money to buy just yet, but before the end of the year. Hey,
Fuzzy baby, just go on Twitter and put #Muhc in, and then you'll fucking win something. I did.
But this was an awesome show, awesome panel guests, and this is what I like to do. This was a awesome group. Awesome group.
Vibes all the way around. And last but not least, your boy PTK Blam across the board, the host with the most. We do this thing every Saturday, so be here next week too, because we're gonna blow the fucking weekend up again, man. Once again, the schedule has been adjusted. 6 p.m. now, guys, Mountain Time. I know that fucks a lot of stuff. I'm sorry, but you can just get a Google it or something. Okay, I'm sorry.
Mountain time. What the fuck's mountain time?
Look, I live in Arizona. I'm sorry, I can't help it. All right,
I live in the UK. That fucks me up even more.
It's mountain time's the good time. That's my time too.
Exactly.
Man. Come on.
That's right. Stick up for the mountain time, I guess. Anyway.
Us mountain men will survive.
Anyway, but
yeah, I know it.
Catch me 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, normally with weekly videos as well as here on the Shop Podcast on the weekends. Guys, love you guys so much. Peace out. We'll see you once again next week. Drop a like on the video, subscribe. We're out of here, everybody.
Later, peeps.